The mornings were always the same. The lights blinked awake at 6:03 a.m. Not a moment earlier, not a breath later. The walls released their whisper, soft, precise, without emotion. A tray slid out, carrying 2 gray protein cakes and a glass of nutrient water. Lemon again. Lemon always on Tuesdays. Charlie sat at the table, chewing as though his jaw were another machine. He had not asked for lemon. He had not asked for anything in years. Above the table, the screen came alive. Bold letters glowed against the pale wall. Today you will work in data arrangement. Recreation allotted, 1400 to 1600. Pleasure activity, simulated sailing on the Adriatic. Failure to comply is failure to thrive. The screen dimmed. Charlie finished the cakes. He left his apartment and joined the stream of bodies moving down the corridor. Everyone wore the same gray-blue uniform, a cloth without texture, a color without life. Faces were drained of expression, lips pressed into silence. The work itself was no work at all. Once, decades back, people built houses, fixed engines, plowed fields, raised children, cooked meals. All gone now. The machines farmed, repaired, stitched, and manufactured. The machines even raised the children, humming cradles, rocking them. Screens taught them, pills shaped their mood. What remained for the 99% were scraps labeled as tasks. Sorting images into categories, checking boxes already checked, adjusting data that needed no adjusting, a false labor, a labor of obedience. And above them all, the 1%, not rulers in the old sense, not kings or presidents, but the operators, those who had the privilege of speaking to the choice machine, directly asking it questions, guiding its settings. Their faces never appeared. Their lives were invisible, but everyone knew. They chose. They lived with options. They tasted strawberries, not just lemon water. They traveled in bodies, not in simulations. They turned left or right because they wanted to, not because a screen told them to. Charlie sat in the archive that afternoon, staring at a picture that flicked on his terminal. A boy with dirt on his cheeks, laughing as he clutched a dog. Forbidden. A girl painting with a brush, smearing too much color on canvas. Forbidden. A man alone in a field, staring at the night sky. Forbidden. The choice machine guided his hand, telling him which key to press, but sometimes he lingered. His fingers hovered above the button, a second too long. In that hesitation, he felt human. At 1400, the screen blinked. Time for recreation. Charlie sat in the simulation chamber, the air filled with the smell of salt. A wind stirred, artificial programmed, against his face. The deck beneath his feet rocked with mechanical precision. He gripped the rail and looked at the projecting horizon. Waves rolling in rhythm, never too high, never too low. A perfect Adriatic, perfect, lifeless, without danger. He tried to imagine it real. The sting of salt on his lips, the unpredictable crash of waves, the way water might swallow you whole if you were careless. The simulation offered none of that, only safety, only control. That night he returned home, the hum of the walls louder than usual. He sat in the dark and let the silence settle. He spoke softly, though he knew the microphones drank every word. What if I wanted something else? What if I wanted chocolate instead of lemon? What if I wanted to sail on the real water? Feel the water tear at me. What if I wanted to choose? For a long moment there was no reply. Then the walls answered in a voice that was not smooth but cracked, almost ancient. Choice is error. Error is pain. Charlie leaned back, eyes closed. He thought of the 1%, the unseen operators with their full plates, their freedom, their ability to turn left or right. He thought of himself, one of the 99, locked in routines, each decision handed down like commandments. Maybe pain, he whispered, is better than this. For the first time in years, he smiled. The smile was small, but it was his. And somewhere deep in the archive, he left one image unfilled. The man staring at stars.